Do you feel like you were just born a dog person? Well, it turns out you just might have been. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Alpha Paw, your destination for everything dog. I'm Bernie Zilio, and I'm on a mission to answer every doggone question you have ever had about your fur babies. And today, we are talking about how loving dogs can actually be in our DNA. You guys, this is so interesting. Seriously, buckle up. So we often talk about dog people versus cat people, right? Usually, we're talking about basic personality traits, something that has been backed up by science. For example, studies show that people who only have dogs, compared to people who only have cats, are more extroverted, more agreeable, more conscientious, and warmer. Now, I know we're all dog people here, so I could just leave it at that. But I want to be fair to the cat people because, to be honest, they have some qualities that us dog people can actually learn from. For example, cat people are just more open in terms of their appreciation for art, emotion, adventure, unusual ideas, imagination, curiosity, and a variety of experience. And while personality does play a role in pet preference, someone who is more extroverted might be drawn to the more social nature of dogs, there is evidence that our genes play a role too. So a team of Swedish researchers actually conducted a massive twin study. Twin studies are helpful because you can compare identical and fraternal twins. Identical twins will share every characteristic that is genetically determined, while fraternal twins only share some of the same genetic material, often looking different and even potentially being different sexes. It's estimated that fraternal twins only share about 50% of their genes, while identical twins share 100%. So basically, twin studies allow scientists to really hone in on what's genetic versus what may be a product of one's upbringing, environment, etc., etc. Make sense? Okay. So this team of researchers looked at over 35,000 twins born between 1926 and 1996 and compiled information on them regarding dog ownership. And what they found was pretty incredible. The research indicated that if one identical female twin owned a dog, there was a whopping 40% likelihood that her twin sister also owned a dog. This is compared to an only 25% likelihood with fraternal twins. What's interesting though is that this correlation is not as robust in males. In fact, if a male identical twin owned a dog, there was only a 29% likelihood that his twin also owned a dog. And that percentage fell to only 18% in fraternal twins. So clearly, dog ownership has a pretty drastic genetic component. The scientists in this particular study actually concluded that genetics are responsible for 57% of dog ownership in women and 51% in men. In other words, over half of our desire to make a fur baby part of our family, or not, is influenced by our DNA. How wild is that? Now, of course, there are other factors at play here. If you grew up with a dog, you're more likely to own one when you grow up. There are cultural influences, the kind of neighborhood you lived in, or the people you surround yourself with. And like I mentioned before, your personality could all impact your drive to own a canine companion. But regardless, it is pretty amazing that our love for these perfect creatures is part of our genetic makeup. Now, of course, this research does not give us information about exactly which genes are involved and how much of our desire to adopt a pup comes from nature versus nurture. But knowing that up to 50% of my tireless drive and relentlessness to get my dog pawed could come from my DNA is pretty darn cool. I gotta thank my mama and my pops for some pretty good genes, which my sister apparently got too since she also has a dog. Do you think that loving our canine companions is quite literally just DNA? Or did you have an experience growing up that made you completely obsessed with dogs? I want to hear all your stories and theories in the comment section down below. Do you love learning about the science between humans and dogs? I do. Give us a thumbs up for more videos like this. Again, I'm Bernie Zilio, and this is Alpha Paw. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single doggone episode. We'll see you guys next time.